this is an amazing arc that you've traveled from Connecticut to the Maasai to whatever. Was this all planned, and should people here try to, if they want to follow your footsteps, not me, but some of the Socrates participants, does it help to plan it out, or was it random?
So over the sort of last several years, I've tried to sort of, figure out what has worked, whether it was intentional or not. And there's a couple of conclusions that I've come to, which is, I think if you're a student, planning is really bad because it doesn't allow for uncertainty to drive what you do. I met all these kids when I was in grad school who were students with me, and they were all trying to plot out their lives up until the point where they were elected governor at the ripe age of 40. And they were literally making decisions about where to travel, where to work, what to study, based on a trajectory that would get them to be governor. And I'm giving you sort of an extreme example. What happens in that situation is they end up spending multiple years doing this and realizing that they're not doing what they want to. And ultimately, they move off of that trajectory because they make a decision later on that they want to follow what they're passionate about. So my advice to young people is, whatever your gut tells you you're interested in and passionate about, don't worry if it makes money. Don't worry if it's a good career trajectory. You're going to do really well if you're excited about it. And I believe that before the age of 40, the most valuable thing that you can do is just sort of collect interesting points. At the end of the day, just sort of, do what you're interested, be interesting, get cool experiences, travel to different places, and you'll end up having a very sort of useful perspective. And then the other thing that is an important message that I like to tell people, which goes back to my Condi Rice story, is it's amazing what you can get and who you can meet with if you just ask. I'm amazed by how many people are afraid to pick up the phone, are afraid to sort of ask, what's the worst thing that could happen? Somebody says no, and then you get to call them a jerk to everybody, right? I mean, if you're a young person, the best thing that you can do is send the email, pick up the phone, and it's amazing how many people will say yes and make time for you.